data science on Azure. And a quick information about the company I'm working at is Expertime. For 16 years, the Expertime team have been constantly challenging and offering their clients the best of Microsoft technologies. Expertime is an expert in application, innovation, and consulting on DevOps, data and artificial intelligence, and everything in the Azure and Office 365 environments. And with numerous integration, development, and modernization projects in .NET and Node.js under our belt, we bring our experience and skills to help our clients meet their challenges, both technically, thanks to the most advanced development frameworks in Azure PaaS architectures like serverless, microservices, etc., and from the point of view of methodology, by the DevOps principles and tools. Our teams of architects and consultants are Microsoft Gold certified in application integration and development, as well as in cloud platform and cloud productivity. So over the past few years, we've seen incredible transformation across industries as companies harness the power of AI to transform business processes and drive impact for their customers. And with Azure AI, Microsoft's vision continues to center on helping their customers invent with purpose, with productive enterprise scale and secure solutions. A vision made stronger by recent partnership like their investment in OpenAI to develop a hardware and software platform that extends Microsoft Azure capabilities in large-scale AI systems. The goal of this workshop is to get a better understanding of why it is important to innovate with knowledge mining as part of your larger digital transformation initiatives, and how Azure Cognitive Search leverages a larger AI portfolio like cognitive services, machine learning, to easily apply AI at scale to uncover latent insights across all types of content. Today we're humbled by the tremendous adoption of Azure AI. More than 85% of Fortune 100 companies have used Azure AI in the last year, and there have been over 20,000 customers using Azure AI in the last month. It all starts with breakthrough research, and Microsoft is investing globally across the spectrum of AI research. For example, Microsoft Research has made significant breakthroughs in the AI categories of vision, speech, and language, and these research breakthroughs are baked and tested at scale as they power the Microsoft solutions such as Office, Xbox, Bing, Dynamics, etc. So when you use Azure AI, you can rest assured they have been tested at scale by millions of users. And for example, Bing uses Azure Machine Learning at 435,000 ad insight recommendations daily. 1 billion PowerPoint designer slides powered by Azure AI have been used. And Xbox uses Personalizer to deliver 18 million personalized experiences daily. We're amazed by what Azure AI customers are making possible in their organizations and how they're transforming their businesses across 3 key areas. First of all, is using machine learning to build predictive models, optimizing business processes. Then it is utilizing advanced vision, speech, language, decision-enabling capabilities to build AI-powered apps and agents to deliver personalized and engaging experience. And finally, it's applying a variety of AI services at scale to uncover latent insights from vast repositories of data. And today we're excited to share about the scenarios our customers, as our Expertime and Microsoft's customers are bringing to life, and how you can unlock new possibilities with Azure AI. So let's focus on knowledge mining. So as you know before from the announced, the reality of the world today is that information is constantly generated. Forbes recently estimated that the world creates over 2.5 quintillion bytes of new data per day. Data is coming in unstructured format like PDFs, images, videos, audio files, PowerPoint decks. And in fact, around 80% of data in businesses is estimated to be unstructured. So as a result, it can cost time and money, and internally, decisions are less informed, take longer to make, work is done manually, And externally, user experience on apps can be difficult to navigate, and customers may not be able to find relevant content and products. Information has the potential to become an asset or a burden, depending on how you use it. So how do we apply our information meaningfully to our products and businesses? The knowledge mining solution area focuses on this core challenge. Innovations across vision, speech, language, decision, and search mean for the first time it is possible for our applications to interpret unstructured data in a human-like fashion and to more deeply understand traditional data in the form of text. And together, search and AI create a unique solution for finding value in your data. In the end, helping to engage customers, transform products, empower employees, and improve operations. Azure Cognitive Search, which is formerly known as Azure Search, is a cloud search service that gives developers an architecture, APIs, and tools for building a rich search experience over private, heterogeneous content in web, mobile, and enterprise applications. Search is foundational to any app that surfaces content to users with common scenarios including catalog or document search, e-commerce, site search, or knowledge mining for data science. And when you create a search service, it will work with the following capabilities. First of all, the search engine for full text search, the persistent storage of user-owned content in the search index, rich indexing with text analysis, and optional AI enrichment for content extraction, rich query capabilities including simple syntax, full Lucene syntax, and type-ahead search. It's also programmability through REST APIs and client libraries, Azure integration with the data layer, and state-of-the-art ranking algorithms through semantic search, which is in preview. At the core of every search problem, a product needs to be able to take in information, synthesize it, and surface the relevant components of it. This platform offering makes it incredibly easy to build a product that does just that and integrates AI capabilities for an even deeper search. So even though it's a platform, you still have the power to mold your final solution by integrating custom skills and incorporating your own models or data into the final product. And like all Azure products, Microsoft takes your security and privacy concerns seriously so that you can trust enabling search for your business and customers. Azure Search allows you to deploy a search index quickly and avoid operational maintenance. The fully managed service reduces the complexity of data ingestion and index creation by integrating with popular Azure storage solution and offering index functionality exposed through a simple REST API or .NET SDK. You can quickly deploy a fully configured search service with intuitive user experience like scoring, faceting, suggestions, synonyms, and GeoSearch, all while avoiding the operation overhead needed to debug index corruption, monitor service availability, or manually scale during traffic fluctuations. Thus, enriching your data with AI is the way that you can extract more insights from your information. For example, Vision AI services help from faces to feelings to understand images and video in your information. Language APIs proceed text and learn how to recognize what users want. Knowledge services tap into rich knowledge amassed from the web, academia, or your own data. But in order to deeply understand your information, Microsoft also connected all the pre-built cognitive services from Microsoft and made them available in this service, enabling vision and language cognitive services like face detection and key phrase extraction are just a click of a button in the Azure portal, and you can leverage any of Microsoft's cognitive services through a few steps. Certain types of information, depending on your industry or business, might be important to understand, and you have the room to extend Azure Search to fit those specific needs by creating industry-specific classifiers and skills, such as clause extraction for a specific type of legal information, or maybe identify one type of pharmaceutical drug. Also, you may want to optimize your search, or you can also integrate your own data to create custom models and classifiers and feed into Azure Search. Externally, Search can integrate with other Azure services in the form of indexers and automate data ingestion retrieval from Azure data sources. and skill sets that incorporate consumable AI from cognitive services such as image and text analysis or custom AI that you create in Azure Machine Learning or wrap inside Azure Functions. You can ingest structured and unstructured data and easily pull from Azure data stores. Functionality is explored through a simple REST API or .NET SDK or Python SDK, so that masks the inherent complexity of information retrieval. That's quickly configured, no coding required. The skills providing the analysis are predefined ones from Microsoft, or maybe also a custom skills that you create, and the subsequent analysis and transformation can result in new information and structures that did not previously exist, and providing high utility for many search and knowledge mining scenarios. Among cloud providers, Azure Cognitive Search is strongest for full text search workloads over content stores and databases on Azure for apps that rely primarily on search for both information retrieval and content navigation. Azure Cognitive Search is well suited for different application scenarios like consolidate heterogeneous content, easily implement search-related features, transform large undifferentiated text or image files or application files stored in Azure Blob Storage into searchable JSON documents, etc. And you can also add linguistic or custom text analysis. So if you have non-English content, Azure Cognitive Search supports both the scene analyzers and Microsoft's natural language processors. Azure Cognitive Search executes queries over an index that you define populated with data and documents that you own, so often from diverse sources. And Azure Cognitive Search has crawler capabilities for some Azure data sources through indexers, but you can also push any JSON document that conforms to your index schema into a single and consolidated searchable resource. And for example, compared to database research, Azure Cognitive Search stores content from heterogeneous sources and offers specialized text processing features such as linguistic aware text processing, stemming, lemmatization, word forms in more than 50 languages, which is also important. And it also supports autocorrection of misspelled words, synonyms, suggestions, scoring controls, facets, and custom tokenization. Custom tokenization may be useful if you've got a domain-specific or a company-specific vocabulary. And the full-text search engine in Azure Cognitive Search is built on Apache Lucene, which is industry standard in information retrieval. So, however, while Azure Cognitive Search persists data in the form of inverted index, it is not a replacement for true data storage. So we don't recommend use it in that capacity. The key strength of Azure includes that Azure data integration, Azure private link integration with AI processing to make unsearchable content types searchable, linguistic and custom analysis, and some critical features like rich query language relevance tuning, pace-setting, autocomplete. You can also scale and make and ensure reliability and world-class availability of your search index. And among our customers, those able to leverage the widest range of features in Azure Cognitive Search includes online catalogs, line of business programs, and document discovery applications. Of course, we're conscious of the fact that developers and businesses are at different stage of the digital transformation journey. And Azure Search is here to help accelerate it with applied AI, no matter where you are in the journey. So our core search engine is built on the back end with sophisticated models and algorithms to rank, prioritize, and synthesize your searches. However, you can also get more insights from your data with Microsoft's pre-built cognitive services and OCR tools to search different types of information. And if you're at a more advanced stage, this is the platform where you can plug in your own email model as well, and you can also start simple and add more complexity when ready. So let's now talk about Expertime's partners, Sainan, in French, Sinan. So it's an example. So it is a French startup founded in 2017, focused on the development of software whose goal is to make tens of thousands of scientific results accessible and understandable through knowledge graphs. And the inspiration for doing so came from the founder's experience in the field of medical research and new technologies in computer science. So let's have a closer look. So the tool you have seen on the video is the search engine created by Sainan and partially developed by Expertime, which is aimed to facilitate your research while you are doing your scientific studies, because there is a big difference between what is done in the research laboratory and what eventually ends up in the field. So our mission is to facilitate access and analysis of scientific publications in order to help the emergence of new progress for our societies. And based on Microsoft Academic Graph and Cognitive Search, Sainan and Expertime help you expand beyond search results so you can see connections between articles, browse related research, and see how your field is evolving. So what is Sainan's Augmented Bibliographic Explorer? It is a knowledge base of more than 270 million articles, books, patents in 19 different disciplines. And Sainan's Scientific Publications Explorer avoids you to browse tons of web pages by its structure as a knowledge graph when sources are interconnected, and enables students to easily and quickly master the research and analysis of scientific literature when they enter the job markets. We propose a faculty information system solution focused on the enhancement, exchange, and learning of knowledge through advanced representation and interaction of scientific publications through the integration of AI and knowledge graph technologies. For instance, if you have a look at Sainan's and Gartner trends like 2020 top 10 strategic technologies for the higher education industry, you'll see that there are smart campus, new display visualization and collaboration technologies, career software, faculty information system. So that's knowledge is at the center of our society, and in this societal network, universities are at the heart of knowledge manufacturing, and this weight will only be reinforced in the years to come. And Sainan allows you to learn faster and better in all areas of science with our scientific publication, our visualization solution that uses knowledge graph and AI technologies. Now we'll dive a little deeper into how iSearch, so it's another partner, Microsoft customer, iSearch. They made their solution possible. because iSearch is a Microsoft partner that's leading the way in digitizing contracts. And Azure Search allows them to ingest contracts, extract content, and then find meaning throughout the out-of-the-box services as well as custom models. And by helping companies better understand and manage their contractual obligations, iSearches and Azure Search helps improve compliance, reduce risk, and streamline operations. So let's walk through how they made it possible. So first of all, millions of scanned paper contracts were uploaded to Azure Block Storage. Unstructured information like JPEGs and PDFs unsearchable as is. So this is a common problem since roughly 80% of company information is estimated to be unstructured, as we said before. And then they cracked open these documents by applying the processes like running OCR to extract text that is latent in the data. So once the text has been extracted, it was enriched with a series of Azure Cognitive Services, and this translated documents to make them more understandable, and key information like people, places, and phrases are now identified. So since iSearch was dealing with a unique type of information, contracts, so they customized their solution with skill set identified key clauses. You know, this identified information was like GDPR compliance, liability clauses, or intellectual property clauses. And all of this was finally embedded in a web application for clients to interface with. So Azure Search can be applied in several key scenarios, depending on what you're trying to do with your information. You know, maybe a problem be surfacing the information most relevant for my customer in a website or application. And the benefit of applying Azure Search will be increased sales and customer satisfaction, improve user experience. Another problem may be making sense of all types of content like PDFs, Word docs, images that's being done manually today. And the benefit is to make existing business processes and decision-making scalable using all information available, helping to reduce time, streamline work, increase sales, and identify risk and opportunities. Here you see some examples of Microsoft partners of applying Azure Cognitive Search for their needs. Like for example, AutoTrader CA, which is Canada's largest automobile search site. So they take Azure for a spin and drive business success because AutoTrader is on the road to creating an IT infrastructure based on Microsoft's Azure Platform as Service, so PaaS. And the company started using Azure to host and serve its millions of images, and it is now moving its application search to Azure, and is poised to migrate all its web properties to Azure. And as a result, the company is very able to improve services and create new offerings, all while eliminating the need to manage its own infrastructure. In other words, AutoTrader CA has enormous market penetration, and Microsoft Azure is a huge part of the strategy moving forward. Another example for football fans is Real Madrid and how they bring their stadium closer to 450 million fans around the globe with Microsoft Cloud. So as a leading sports franchise in the world, Real Madrid has a lot to brag about, including more than 100 championships and a passionate fan base. But what the football club didn't have was a way to directly engage with its 450 million global supporters. And that changed when it implemented a comprehensive technology solution based on the Microsoft Cloud Platform. And now, Real Madrid is able to connect more closely with its fans and give them a better overall experiences while analyzing social media data and other information to customize marketing campaigns and boost revenues. Or maybe let's take another example, is Archive 360 is a digital archiving service deliver faster, deeper, more cost-effective data insights with Azure Cognitive Search. And finally, let's talk about Van Oord. It's, imagine the scenario, multiple ships in locations around the world, all with equipment documentation and certifications requested on a regular basis. And this is requested by internal staff legislative bodies, and throughout the vessel's journey. And now imagine that many types of certificates are stored in multiple locations, in print, in digital formats, on legacy hardware, and in multiple languages. And the certificates must also be renewed every year. So like many businesses without the luxury of being born into a paperless, all digital world, this was a complex situation and one world faced on a day-to-day basis in time-consuming manual imports with the risk of human error, difficult searches, and really painful audit processes. To combat this challenge, OneWord's IT department explored new ways to automate the process alongside Microsoft partner Wordtel, with the resulting proposal unsurprisingly met with a very positive response from businesses. So let's look into another solution based on Azure Search, which is, me personally, I find very interesting, which is completely open source. The code you can find on the GitHub, and the app is accessible to anyone on a free basis. The application is late last year, and the US government released more than 34,000 pages related to the assassination of JFK Kennedy. So it was not last year, I think it was in 2018. Anyway, like everyone in the country, Microsoft were curious to know what's inside them, but it would take them a month to read through this. And the files consisted of a mixture of typed and handwritten pages that were 60 years old, which were scanned into PDF files, as well as scanned evidence photos. But how could Microsoft make sense of all this unstructured information in a way that would grow with a continual flow of new documents that the government continues to release? And when they first applied cognitive search to the JFK files, it was incredible to see what emerged. Not only could they answer so many interesting questions, they could see the answer and relationships in context with the original documents. So let's have a closer look.
Hi, I'm Brian Smith.
I'm Corb Thompson.
And we work in the Cloud and AI division here at Microsoft on cognitive search. Cognitive search is an AI-first approach to content understanding. So no matter what shape your content's in, cognitive search gives you the ability to use all of our cognitive services to inspect and unlock all of that content and then search against it.
What we've found is that you can actually take AI in the cloud and have it do all that reading, have it do all the understanding, and then surface to you the most relevant bits of information. You could just compose the AI you want to express. What are the things that I want to extract from my documents? And it can go and extract all the information from your data source directly. It distributes all that compute in the cloud, and then it puts it and organizes that knowledge inside of an index so you can easily search it.
And while we're kind of going through this process, it just so happened that the government released all of their files from this Jfk investigation, right? This is like 60 years of like typed and printed and handwritten and photographs and evidence and all these things.
We just ran all the content through, and right away you can see that the CIA, the FBI, and even Cuba was involved in all of this.
You've got a document. We needed to run like OCR on it, and we needed to run handwriting on it to find out where this thing was. So now we've got text. Then we go off and we take this text and we run all of the text through things that find entities, right? So now we've got an entity. Well, you can then link that back and you can say, here's what I understand about your content kind of in isolation. And then for anything that you want, now I can tell you everything that Bing knows about this relative to the whole world. And you can express all of that in basically 3 skills, which is really powerful.
Not only can you see that information, but it organizes it in a way that you can actually navigate the data very quickly. So what we found is we could express this as a graph, and then you can just see how each of these topics that are discussed in these documents are related to each other. And so whether you're trying to figure out who assassinated a president, or if you're just managing thousands of contracts or engineering plans, we found customers in all these industries derive value from the content that they have. You can take AI, compose it together, and unlock all the value, that latent value that you have in your content, and start putting it to good use. And all the cognitive capabilities we showed are built into Azure Search.
So you can get started today. In just a few clicks, you can go through and you can add the cognitive capabilities to your content and get it into Search Index so you can start asking these questions on your data.
And we've published the code that we have, so you can just go today, put your content into the cloud, and have the same experience that we just created in just a few minutes.
But no matter what you choose to do, I think you'd be surprised to find how easy it is to take all of Microsoft's AI capabilities and use them together in cognitive search.
And also there is a Microsoft customers who are also leveraging the speech capabilities to transform customer experiences. Again, for Jfk files, I will send you the demo link just after the presentation. It is really a brilliant project because it's completely open source, so you can fork the repository from GitHub and adapt it to your own, to your own scenario. And also there is another example, which is the Met, which, as I said before, which is leveraging the speech capabilities to transform customer experiences. So let's take a look too.
The Met is not just a place that you visit, but it's really a great service to an audience all around the world.
The Met receives 7 million visitors through its doors annually. However, we're interested in reaching the 3.9 billion internet-connected people all around the globe. The Met's Open Access Collection seeks to make the collection the most accessible, discoverable, and useful on the internet.
There's a lot that goes into creating a work of art. There's information about the artist, what was the artist inspired by, why was an object created. So all that information, all that data about an artwork really helps you to get a fuller picture about why it was made.
Our collection spans 5,000 years. We have art from every culture. So just the sheer size of our collection makes it difficult to work with. Subject keyword tags enable us to find connections and patterns across eras, across artistic movements.
Now we're doing work with AI, projects like using tags with cognitive search.
Now that we can leverage cognitive search, we'll be able to tag the whole collection at a much quicker pace.
It's been very exciting to see visually similar artworks and tag prediction.
Through AI, we can see things that we didn't have the possibility to see with our naked eye. There are patterns, there's information that are discoverable, connecting art from one piece to the other. We're really able to understand things that we couldn't possibly have dreamed of.
So you see what was in the behind the scenes of Jfk files, the very first demo. So we can use Microsoft AI to understand and organize the vast flow of data, and also interpret handwritten documents and learn key topics. And we can combine Azure Search and cognitive services together to create a solution to this problem. And unstructured data in the storage block contain documents and images from historical sources. In cognitive search, skill set uses OCR, handwriting recognition, and computer vision to extract information and turn it into structured knowledge. And the index can then organize and access information. Today we'll be sharing with you how one of our key solutions areas, knowledge mining, can help you get tangible benefits for your businesses. You see here, there is a form recognizer. So form recognizer is the only cloud AI-powered document extraction service. It tailors its understanding to your forms and documents, and it ingests text and structure from information using OCR and additional machine learning technology to understand your content and discover keys and tables, associates values and table entries to them, and then output structured data that includes the relationships with the original file. That way, developers and businesses can extract information from their forms and documents quickly, accurately, and tailored to their specific content without a heavy manual intervention, exorbitant cost, a fraction of cost, or extensive data science expertise. And here's an example of another company, Chevron. So for years, Chevron's Canada business unit manually mined critical data from drilling and completion reports, a laborious, time-consuming, and error-prone process. And the company is now using Form Recognizer, which is a part of Microsoft Azure Applied AI Services, together with UiPath Robotic Process Automation Platform to automate the extraction of data and move it into backend systems for analysis. Subject matter experts will have more time to focus on higher value activities and information will flow more rapidly, accelerating operational control and enabling a company to analyze its business with greater speed, accuracy, and depth. Chevron is starting to use artificial intelligence and robotic process automation to streamline the process from sourcing data to automating its extraction for entry into backend systems. And the company already has a working solution which uses form recognizer from Microsoft Azure Applied AI Services within UiPath RPA platform and to automate extraction of data. And now we can have a look on how they did it, how they make it possible.
Chevron has a long history of utilizing technology in our business. We need answers quicker than we used to and more complex answers. So we're turning to technology to help us with that.
Here in Canada, we have hundreds of rigs running, and every day that there is an operation, there's a report generated. We can see hundreds to thousands of reports daily. It's PDF data that is very complex. It's coming in many different types and qualities and structure, including tables that are embedded. So our current process is to take this big data from PDF and manually extract it. The time and resources it takes looking at data and getting that into a usable format is phenomenal. With UiPath and Microsoft, we've managed to work through the challenge dealing with data.
RPA is robotic process automation. It's about being able to take those tasks that humans typically do inside of a large enterprise and automate those on a highly repetitive basis. Form Recognizer in RPA allows us to be able to quickly take data from documents and convert it into a format that can be used for further business insights and knowledge management. One of the breakthroughs of the Form Recognizer service is its ability to just look at a small sample set of documents, then quickly take out key value pair information in a common standardized form that can feed back-end systems or data environments that are used for further analysis. We're deeply embedding the service in our platform to allow all different types of documents to easily be extracted throughout an enterprise environment. So we think that's key for making both our platform and our service capabilities extensible for our clients as well as on a global level.
The prize isn't the data, the prize is what I'm going to do with the data. It just kind of makes me smile to think about what possibilities I could look at. With this technology, we can widen our aperture on our business and make decisions faster for sure, and help us to guarantee that we're headed in the direction we want to be as the #1 energy company.
And to sum up, I can say that here at Expertime, we're also using Form Recognizer for our clients to analyze invoices and to make the information more structured for accountants. We have several projects purely applying Form Recognizer, and finally to integrate it with the backend system for inventory analysis, and which is also not evident because we're not always using the same format for the document for all the invoices and for all the documents. But with the recent update of Form Recognizer, you can combine multiple layouts of your invoices, of your forms, and customize it by training your custom model with only 5 images. So 5 images or 5 PDF files is sufficient to train the very first version of your model, which is already ready to be able to plug into your system. And steadily, step by step, you can update and enrich your database and improve step by step your artificial intelligence. So this is it. I would like to thank everyone for being here, and hopefully you will find it useful. And in case you get any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm always available on LinkedIn. I've got also my personal blog to whether you contact me on my personal blog or via LinkedIn. I will be always happy to answer any of your technical questions. Thank you, everyone. So I think, Bibaris, we can switch to the Q&A part. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay. Thank you, Alibek, for sharing and very valuable presentation about data mining and knowledge. Yeah. So if you have questions, you can raise your hand and then ask from Alibek. So yeah, guys.
I would like also to thank EdTech Forum organizers for having me here, because it's been a great pleasure to participate in this forum for the second time because of some internet troubles yesterday. Yes?
Do you have any open positions for quant students?
for cloud students?
For quant. Bibaris is the leader of quant online programming school.
Yes, we do have open positions. So yes, so if you're interested, you can contact our company, Expertime, so expertime.com. So please have a look. And Azure require, yes, this is a very good question. Yes and not, because it really depends on what you want to do. Because me personally, I'm constantly coding with Azure, because we're using, for example, we're using Azure Machine Learning. So in Azure Machine Learning, it's always up to you to define the Azure Machine Learning is only the computational space. So you got multiple virtual machines combined into one cluster, and you run your code on this cluster. But there are also some solutions that do not require coding, like for instance, even for Recognizer, you can use it without code or with a code. So it's really up to you. You can use either the user interface of Azure to tag or to label your documents, or you may write a code which will tag the documents, create a JSON file, and send it to Azure. So it is really up to you. And from the administrator point of view, you will definitely need to code, because to manage the resources, especially in the production stage, for development stage, you can just manually create all your resource, just click on create, click on the button. But in the production stage, you will definitely need to either to use ARM template or create a Terraform script to be able to maintain your platform and to be able to migrate your platform easily from one data center to another. Yeah, I can give you a concrete example of using this. We had a British client who were trying to migrate their solution to the cloud, and the problem was Brexit, because after the Brexit, they had to migrate all their they had to separate all their British and European clients and to have their data in different data centers, one in Europe, in North Europe, and one in Great Britain. And so because of this, they had to actually they used to manually create all the resources in Azure, Databricks, machine learning, cognitive services, data lake. So everything was created manually, but we had to define everything, but with Terraform, to be able to migrate exactly the same solution into Great Britain, into data center in Great Britain. And the problem also was because you define the VPN, the virtual network, the security policy, and it may be easily done with the code and hardly done manually, using the interface.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for expressive answer. Okay, do we have also one more question? If not, we can complete our session.
From Microsoft Kazakhstan, thank you for delivering this workshop, for
thank you very
finding
much.
the time. Yes, and
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And me too. I would like also, I would like also to thank
projects that would be much appreciated.
Thank you, Nurlan, and I'm really grateful for thank you very much for having me here. I'm really grateful to be able to participate, and I'm grateful for your invitation, Microsoft Kazakhstan and EdTech Forum. So it's been a real pleasure to participate, and yes, looking forward for new opportunities to come. Maybe just another session, another workshop together. Who knows?
Okay, thank you, Alibek. Yeah, so I will close recording.